excuse the mess that is behind me. That's from that planter video I filmed a couple days ago. I haven't broken down the box yet. This room is like in general chaos right now, but what I want to do today is some plant care on this Philodendron Micans. So if you watch my last video, that should be my semi-hydroponics haul slash passive hydroponics slash LECA. So I just bought a bunch of stuff for transferring into LECA, and so I'm transferring a couple of plants as kind of a test run. If you watched that haul video, I also transferred this Syngonium Randy in that video, and then on my Instagram I transferred this Philodendron pedatum into LECA, and I really want to transfer this Philodendron Micans as well, because if you look at it, this Philodendron Micans is in like the worst potting soil. Can't really tell, but it's in like a terrible potting mix. It's just like very condensed, and I feel like it's one of those mixes that don't properly absorb water. So I've hated this potting mix since the day I've had it, but the plant wasn't very established when I got it, so I wanted to leave it alone to make sure that it grew in a little bit. So what I want to do is, 1, transfer this into LECA, and then 2, I want to put this on a moss pole, and then 3, I want to take a lot of cuttings off of it to make a fuller base, because if you look, it's kind of scraggly right now. Can't really tell, but it's kind of scraggly, so I don't love the way that looks. And also this has been living in my greenhouse, which it absolutely loves, but so there's a lot of great aerial roots. You can see that. So yeah, what I'm planning on doing with the cuttings is actually also just putting it back into the same pot in the LECA, because you can absolutely propagate in LECA. The only thing when you're propagating into LECA is that you probably don't want to use nutrient solution. You probably want to stick with just like plain water and Super Thrive. So that's probably what I will be doing with this Micans. I actually already took a few cuttings. I took these cuttings, I would say probably like 3-ish weeks ago, and they all have roots. So all of the aerial roots have turned into water roots. So what's brown was the aerial root, and then the white would be the new water roots. So I took a few, and they are all, you know, starting to root. So I'm also going to obviously put these cuttings back into the pot. I already pre-made the moss pole because I already have a moss pole video. So if you're wanting like a how-to, you can go watch that video. The only thing I did differently with this moss pole is that I made it extra skinny, because LECA is a very light substance, or a very light medium, and so I didn't want a very heavy moss pole because it'll have a hard time trying to stabilize. So I just made it like extra skinny. So yeah. All right, so let's get to it. So let's go outside so that I can take all of the dirt off of this plant. If you can't tell, it's currently raining outside, so this is a terrible time to do this, but I'm gonna do it anyways. So I just kind of unpotted this, and I want to show you what the roots look like. So they're looking pretty good. Alright, now I'm just gonna take my fingers and obviously try to get as much dirt off the roots as possible.
Girl, I'm looking at a face I don't recognize today myself. Don't know what to say, things ain't the same. I felt that we lost our way, the street is two ways, and girl.
Okay, I don't know when that clip stopped recording, but this is what the roots look like now. So they They look very good and healthy, but they are still covered in dirt. So I'm not going to film this next part because it's raining, but I'm going to run over to where the garden hose is and use the jet setting and blast the roots so that they are clean. Okay, we're back inside. This is what the roots look like now. I'm calling this an acceptable level of clean. They didn't get as clean as the syngonium I did yesterday, but I'm gonna call this pretty good. So I blasted it with the garden hose at the jet setting, and then I went ahead and took it inside, and then on these bigger roots, like this bigger chunkier roots, I took my fingernail and scraped some dirt off. I don't care too much about like these smaller ones because it's normal to lose roots when you're changing it to LECA, so we just really care about like the big chunky roots because we don't want to lose those, obviously. And then what I'm gonna do now is pat dry, and then I'm gonna let it sit here for like an hour. I've been told that this is a very important step, so I'm gonna do it. Alright, welcome back. So what I'm doing right now is I'm waiting for those roots to dry, and then in the meantime, so I was looking around and the only like closed planter I have is a 5-inch pot, and I don't have a 5-inch nursery pot. I only have 4-inch nursery pots and 6-inch nursery pots, and I could definitely just use a 4-inch nursery pot inside a 5-inch planter, like obviously, but I decided that I'm gonna do a little bit of a DIY first because I have the time, because we're waiting for those roots to dry, and also because the plant was already in a 4-inch, and it was like not completely root bound, but it was like semi root bound, so it's probably a good idea to upsize now so that I don't have to repot like in the 2 months, so that we can go probably to like fall without repotting. So this is a 5-inch. I think this is like a takeout container for like sauce, or like this might also be the acai bowls that you get from Costco. You can also buy these plastic containers, but I'm pretty sure this is just from like me going out somewhere. And I'm gonna cut slits into them on the side with an X-Acto knife, and I am also going to try to cut some holes at the bottom so that the water can drain out. Cool.
And everybody keeping to themselves. I know you're sorry. You dragged me through hell. If this was real, can you tell me what you felt? Cause it feels like it's over now. There's just too much pressure. There's just too much pressure.
Alright, so it definitely does not look pretty, but I think this will achieve what we want it to do. Let me put this behind it so you can see what the holes look like. So that's what the holes look like. It's definitely not pretty, but I'll get the water out. I was gonna also maybe put slits on the side, but I think this will be fine. Yeah, alright, there we go. That took like less than 10 minutes, so that's not bad at all. It was like very easy because this is obviously very soft plastic. Alright, so I'll come back once those roots have had some time to air out. Okay, so hopefully you can kind of see. So this is the container that I cut earlier. This is the water reservoir. So this is the moss pole. Okay, I'm gonna put in a little bit of LECA. Just to cover the bottom, really. So that's what that looks like. Alright, now. Alright, so I've also decided, because I said I was going to take more cuttings, but I've actually decided not to take more cuttings. And just leave it so that I can climb up the pole. Okay. Alright. So let's try to put this in so that it's touching the pole. Alright, and then let's try to put this one in. On the other side. So it's also
There's just too much. I never thought that this would hit me so quick and hard. I never thought I'd flip, I never thought I'd miss your heart. But this turned to shit that we can't fix, and girl, yeah. And everybody keeping to themselves. I know you're sorry, you dragged me through hell. If this was real, can you tell me what you felt? Cause it feels like it's over now. There's just too much pressure.
Now I'm going to try to backfill with some LECA. Can you see that? This is what it currently looks like. And then what I want to do is now attach it to the pole. So I just have some twine, and I'm gonna cut some off. And let's see.
If I had a chance, I'd take it faster than a heartbeat. If I caught a glance, I'd run to you like nobody was watching. But it's so hard to get to you, 'cause when you see the sun, I see the moon. Buckets of water, millions of clouds, miles of road just to get where you are. Oh, I wish it wasn't so far. Thousands of dollars just to be near. Countless thoughts of you being here. Oh, I wish it wasn't so hard.
Okay, and then I'm trying to arrange this so that it's close to the pole, and then taking the LECA, just putting it back where I took it, so it holds it in place. Okay, just want to show you the final result. This is what it looks like all the way around. So hopefully this mican starts using its moss pole. I'm obviously going to go put some water in it, fill the reservoir up to about here, a third of the way, and then put it back in its greenhouse. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Bye!